Looking at the site now and having had that discussion about Facebook earlier, all you've actually got listed on the site is the main national papers, Sky News and BBC at the moment. Where are you taking that? Because obviously you're soon going to get into the fuzzy areas of who's a journalist and who's a what's and who should you be following kind of thing.
Yeah.
So where journalists put things which may be slightly off the radar anyway. So how are you going to manage that?
Well, just to well, it's not really a good answer, but one thing we are doing is we are allowing journalists to submit links to articles that they do from other locations, and they're not analysed or anything, but they are displayed on their page just for completeness. And actually, that's one of the things. Something we didn't quite realise, but a lot of journalists actually really like the site because it acts as a CV for them. It's like that's quite a nice thing. But yeah, on a more general note, I mean, basically we want to expand the coverage. I mean, personally, I'd love to have all the local papers on there, but just the sheer data going through, we just couldn't quite cope with it at the moment. I mean, it's got, I think we're up to about over 1.5 million articles in there now.
Do you keep the full text of the articles?
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's,
for internal search.
yeah, I mean, it's only for analysis stuff. Yeah. We don't do anything else. So you can search by text.
Do you have an API, or do I need to scrape your? Oh,
no, there is no.
Who scrapes the scrapers?
So you're actually storing all those articles?
Yes. Yeah.
And on your own servers, on cloud computing, on Amazon? I mean, where?
On a tiny little computer with a...
Going to be an enormous cost eventually, I would have.
Well, no. Well, I mean, that's the reason why we have such limited coverage. It's only sort of 20 or so organisations at the moment. But basically, we've been the server we're running on is it's actually the one that runs Public Whip and a whole lot of other projects, and they've generously let us reside there for now.
But I mean, if you did get to the stage of picking up on all the blogs of carrying audio, carrying video journalists and that sort of thing, you would.
Oh yeah, it would be. Well, at the moment, I mean, hard drives are getting bigger faster than we're collecting data. So, I mean, it's about 3,000 articles a day, I think we pull in, and with 1.5 million articles, I think the database is probably so 20 or 30 gigabytes, something like that. That's for the articles, and we've also got a separate search index, which is much bigger for doing full text searching. So it's they're big numbers, but it is basically manageable at the moment. I mean, like I said, I'd love to do local papers, and it wouldn't actually be that hard because there's just been so much consolidation of local papers that there's about 5 websites that would sort of net you, 500 newspapers or something. But we're just not quite set up to do that much crunching at the moment. We just don't have the resources really.
Do you do the FT?
Yes, we do.
Because their site's kind of locked down, isn't it? But
they were really good actually. They gave us a subscription, so a journalist that has an account on the FT.
And Murdoch's agreed to do the same thing.
Well, he hasn't replied. I might have forgot to press send on the email asking.
And ultimately, what do you think you do differently from a search on Google News?
Well, it's a tricky one. I mean, it's really just the journalist is oriented toward journalists. I mean, the data is not really sort of biased in that way, but the way we're presenting it is.
But if you're searching Google News for a name,
yeah,
then you're essentially also going to get.
Well, you can't search Google News for a journalist. You can't.
Not for an author, but you can only do it for an.
Oh yeah.
If you take a journalist's name and put it in Google News, and to the extent that they're not the subject of the stories, you're going to get their listing.
Yeah, you can. In Google News now you can. You have the byline now.
Oh really?
Yeah, results.
Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, ideally, Google would just do everything we're doing much better and quicker and faster, and we could do something else.
I was thinking if you could send our Google sitemaps for you, it would be much easier.
Sorry?
If we send kind of like a Google sitemaps to you, that will keep updated like they do with news.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether they're comprehensive. That's the only thing I don't know. I don't know whether they're comprehensive for. I mean, but most of us have some kind of XML sitemap that pumps us up to Google News.
Yeah.
That we all publish at exactly the same time, full of keywords.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Covering all the topics on Google Trends.
Do you, there's a scenario which I doubt is in your purview, but as a writer, I'm always interested in knowing what publications are like to write for. You know, whether the editor's someone you want to work with, what rates they pay. You know, what, you know, if their terms of business are bad. And one of the scenarios for finding that out is to look at the writers who currently write for it, see which ones you know, and contact them and say, is so and so a good editor, is that a good publication, and so on. And it seems to me that would be afforded, as would probably many other things, by tying this into a social network platform or LinkedIn or some such, so that I could look and see, I could search on the Observer, I could see who I know or I want to a degree separated from who writes for it, and then I could contact them accordingly. Do you have any kind of scenarios?
Well, no, we don't. But that's mainly because it's not really designed to be a tool for journalists to do stuff. I mean, that's
the reason I said scenarios is, yes, I realise that's my personal beef with lots of rubbish editors, but there are many other ways in which seeing that someone is X degrees from you.
Yeah, I mean, just from a purely sort of technical point of view, it's actually quite interesting projects to sort of plot some of them in networks. But yeah, I mean, there's about I think 20,000 names on there that are active.
For instance, even if you just plugged in their Facebook URL and their LinkedIn URL, and you could enable that.
Well, we are trying to collect that sort of thing.
Good.
Mainly, we've got I think there's about 2,000 journalists who've sent in information.
Right.
Or so yeah, I mean that includes. Sometimes that'll be just articles that they've written that were missed, or sort of historical, or links to their blogs or homepages, Facebook accounts, all that kind of stuff. We want it all.
Right. Are there any exciting hidden fields that you might like to know about that aren't yet revealed?
No, there aren't at the moment. I am planning on adding a little notes field just for admin purposes. So, so and so wrote to us very angry.